Nestled in the rugged landscapes of New Zealand's west coast, there exists a retreat that exudes both simplicity and sophistication. It's not just a cabin, it's a testimony to the power of minimalist design, familial heritage, and an unbreakable connection to nature. Welcome to the architecturally designed cabin that has become a serene escape for Andrew and his brother, Mark, and a tribute to their family's roots. This small yet breathtaking cabin, lovingly referred to as Viv, offers much more than meets the eye. Bryce Langston, the host of the popular YouTube channel Living Big in a Tiny House, begins his adventure in Punakaiki, New Zealand, with a sense of wonder. If right now you're dreaming of escaping to a beautiful, remote wilderness haven, then this one's for you, he says as he approaches the cabin owned by Andrew. Bryce is visibly impressed by the cabin's striking aesthetic, a design that evokes both the past and the present in a harmonious blend. Andrew, greeting Bryce at the door, immediately offers insight into the collaborative process that led to the creation of this architectural marvel. It's been a bit of a collaboration between my brother, a local architect, and myself, Andrew explains, noting how the cabin's design draws inspiration from the traditional West Coast miners' huts. With its corrugated iron exterior and steep chimneys, the cabin captures the spirit of the region while incorporating modern design elements. Andrew's brother, Mark, who is an architect, played a pivotal role in the cabin's design. To most New Zealand architects, single houses are the purest form of architecture and closest to our hearts, Mark explains. For him, this cabin was an opportunity to reconnect with New Zealand, a country he had been away from for 3 decades, and to create a space that would not only serve as a personal retreat, but also as a source of side income through holiday rentals. The cabin's minimalist philosophy is evident both inside and out. The exterior is clad in durable aluminum tray, which envelopes the entire structure, giving it a sleek, modern look. Cedar accents and purple heart decking provide a warm contrast, yet the overall design remains focused on stripping away excess. We've tried to make it as minimal as possible, Andrew says, noting the lack of gutters, curtains, and extensive storage inside. This minimalist approach extends to the interior, where natural materials reign supreme. Polished concrete floors, timber-framed walls, and exposed structural elements lend an elemental, almost raw quality to the space. It's quite hard to do simple well, Andrew admits, acknowledging the skill required to balance aesthetics with practicality. Bryce's enthusiasm builds as he steps inside the cabin, greeted by a stunningly steep roofline and vast open space. The entrance is intentionally small, giving the feeling of entering a cave before the space dramatically opens up into a cavernous interior filled with light. Large windows dominate the living areas, offering uninterrupted views of the surrounding wilderness. From the dining room, lounge, bedroom, and even the bathroom, every window frames a view worthy of a postcard. We're on quite a steep section here, Andrew points out, likening the elevated position of the cabin to that of a treehouse. Indeed, standing in the cabin, one feels as if they are suspended among the nikau palms, peering out over the lush green landscape. The elevated design not only enhances the views, but also mitigates the challenges posed by the rugged, uneven terrain. One of the standout features of the cabin is the use of cross-laminated timber, CLT, a modern building material that adds strength, sustainability, and a beautiful natural aesthetic. The walls are composed of 3 layers of CLT, while the roof consists of 5 layers. These prefabricated panels were cut and assembled off-site, then transported and erected on location, a process that took only 2 days. However, Andrew is quick to point out that the apparent simplicity belies the complexity of the construction. The walls, which are nearly 30 centimeters thick, are heavily insulated to ensure the cabin remains warm in the face of the harsh West Coast weather. Building in such an isolated area brought its own set of challenges. From the high winds and salty sea spray to the dense native bush that surrounds the property, every design decision had to account for the environment. There's no guttering because there are a lot of native trees around here dropping their litter all year, Andrew says, explaining how the roof's steep angle allows rainwater to naturally flow off the structure, eliminating the need for gutters that would otherwise clog with debris. Inside, the cabin's layout is simple yet functional. The living area is dominated by a cozy wood stove, perfect for the cool West Coast evenings. You get a nice fire going, sit down here with a rum and coke, and just watch the sun setting, Andrew says, painting a picture of tranquility that's hard to resist. The cabin's kitchen is small but perfectly suited to the needs of a holiday home. The cabinetry is dark and minimalist, blending seamlessly into the space without drawing attention away from the natural surroundings. As Bryce notes, the minimalist aesthetic really allows the views and the architecture to speak for themselves. Upstairs, a small mezzanine provides extra sleeping space, while the main bedroom downstairs is positioned to take full advantage of the views. Large windows frame the landscape, creating a sense of being immersed in nature even when inside. The bed's low frame keeps the room feeling open and airy, while storage is cleverly tucked underneath. The bathroom continues the theme of simplicity, with dark tiles creating a cozy, almost cave-like atmosphere. A large window offers a view of the surrounding greenery, making it the perfect place to relax in the bath and take in the beauty of the natural world. Perhaps the most poignant aspect of the cabin is its deep connection to Andrew and Mark's family history. Their ancestors settled on the West Coast 150 years ago, and the cabin stands as a monument to that heritage. Everybody in my family left the coast probably 40-odd years ago, Andrew says. My brother wanted to get a bit of land in New Zealand and reconnect with the family history on the coast. For Mark, the project has been more than just a design challenge, it's been a personal journey. I've designed projects in many countries, often on a huge scale and budget, but this tiny cabin has been the most rewarding project I've ever worked on, he says. When the money is limited and it's coming from your own pocket, every detail becomes important. At a cost of approximately $365,000, the cabin wasn't cheap to build, but as Andrew notes, it's a small investment for something that will stand the test of time. This place will be here for at least another 150 years, knowing how solid it is. As Bryce reflects on his visit to the cabin, he sums up the experience perfectly. This is an incredibly beautiful cabin, but don't let its apparent simplicity deceive you. There's a tremendous amount of intricacy that's gone into making this place what it is. Indeed, this cabin is more than just a place to stay, it's a sanctuary. A place where the pressures of modern life melt away, where nature is ever present, and where every detail speaks to the love and care that went into its creation. Whether it's the sweeping views, the thoughtful design, or the deep connection to family history, this cabin in Punakaiki is a truly special place, a haven in the wilderness.